Hello everyone, this is Ninja Girl, Sakura here, and I wanted to go ahead and talk about an anime that sadly, since it's ended, I don't have that much of an opportunity to talk about anymore, and that would be Inuyasha. Yes, I love this anime to bits, and I wish more people knew about it. I mean, I guess it's fairly popular, but yeah, I really do enjoy and love this anime, and since the show's over, I don't get much of an opportunity to talk about it, so yeah. But what I wanted to do for it was make a top 10 episodes list. So yeah, I'm gonna be honest though and admit a lot of these episodes are centered around Inuyasha and Kagome because I ship them so dang hard. They are probably my absolute favorite anime couple ever because they're adorable together, they're very well developed, and they're just, to me, they're pretty much perfect together. So yeah, but without further ado, let's get this top 10 episode list started. Number 10, Kikyo and Kagome alone in the cave. Now this episode, as far as I'm aware, I haven't read the full Inuyasha manga yet. I need to, I know. I've read a few chapters here and there, but I haven't read the full thing. But I'm pretty darn sure this episode is filler and not in the manga at all. But it's still a decent episode, and it actually shows Kikyo and Kagome working together to escape the cave of the priestess sealer. And that was pretty darn interesting, I gotta say. Despite the fact that they are rivals, of course, for Inuyasha's love, they worked pretty well together, and using their combined spiritual strength, they managed to escape. Kagome a little more so, because Kikyo was very weakened by the time Kagome found her, and even Kikyo was pretty impressed that Kagome was able to still stand up and was doing so well. So yeah, but the main point is they worked pretty darn well together, and I liked what they said to each other at the very end of the episode, which, Kagome, when Kikyo asked, "Why did you save me? Why did you help me?" And Kagome just basically says because she knew if she didn't, Inuyasha would be heartbroken if she wasn't around. And although Kagome didn't hear this, I still commend Kikyo for saying this to Kagome, or about her, I should say. She says when Kagome walks away that same for her. So yeah, even Kikyo, she admits that she knows Inuyasha does have feelings for Kagome. So yeah, and they just work pretty darn well together. And using their knowledge and their spiritual power, they managed to escape. So yeah, I put that in number 10 just because it was interesting and surprising how well they work together. Number 9, Kagome's instinctive choice. This episode pretty much showcases what a good person Kagome is, because remember, Kikyo is being poisoned by Naraku's miasma after what happened, I think it was at Mount Hakure. If I remember correctly, it's been a while. But I believe that's what happened. She was tossed off the cliff and she was stabbed, that's right, by Naraku's, one of his tentacle things, and poisoned by the miasma. And Kagome is the only one who has the ability to purify the miasma in her body and restore her to life. And she's given the choice. She could either not do it and walk away, or save her life. And yeah, this is of course a hard choice for her, because again, Kikyo is her rival, technically. So yeah, but Kagome, being the good, sweet girl that she is, chooses to do the right thing and purifies the miasma, saving her life. Way to go, Kagome. Another reason I do love her character. Some say she is a damsel in distress. I say otherwise. I mean, sure, sometimes she's gotten in trouble, but she can usually handle herself decently. But yeah, this was all her. She was a good person and made the right choice. And sadly, after Kikyo woke up, she did not thank her, which kind of sucks, but what can you do? But Kagome did the right thing. So, yeah, I commend her for that. Not many people would have the strength to do what was right in that kind of situation, but she did, so good for Kagome. Number 8. Go home to your own time, Kagome. This is a very early instance, not the earliest, but one of the few early instances that we see Inuyasha does kind of care about her. Because after the fight with Naraku, Inuyasha is clearly a little worried about Kagome's safety, and thinking that it'd be best for her not to be in the feudal era, he pushes her down the well after hugging her, which was sweet. But yeah, it's just seeing that even back then, Inuyasha clearly, maybe he wasn't in love with her yet at the time, but he clearly does, or did already care about her. So yeah, that alone puts it at number 8. Not the most romantic thing that happens, but still, it was sweet to see that. And I do like little instances like that, just little things, just really cute. Number 7, Flowers, Drenched in Sadness. This is an episode from the later series' final act. Still a part of the same story, but of course they renamed it. They added the final act subtext to the series. But anyway, yeah, this is the episode where Inuyasha's team finds a village with these men with tears of blood flowing from their eyes. And eventually, Inuyasha gets captured by these vines, which is what are causing these. Well, a demon is obviously controlling these vines, and it's making all these men, and Inuyasha feel sorrow. And this is right after Kikyo's death in Final Act. My apologies, spoilers. But anyway, yeah, so Inuyasha is at one of his lowest points. He's really sad about Kikyo's death, and yeah, Kagome basically has to save him this time because he's just overwhelmed with the grief. But using Kagome's ingenuity, using the prayer beads Moroku gave her, she manages to break the barrier surrounding the house that Inuyasha was captured in by the demon, and is able to rescue him. And actually, Inuyasha was able to break 3 of the vines inside because of his love for Kagome. He was feeling the sorrow over Kikyo and the grief, but somehow Kagome was able to reach through to him, and his love for her overpowered that sadness somehow, and he managed to get out and managed to escape the house with Kagome's help. So yeah, and Kagome ended up trapped in those vines herself, but Inuyasha was able to get her out. So yeah, just another wonderful instance of love overpowering all that grief, and just his love for Kagome shining through, and I love it so much. I really do. I love little instances like that. I really do. Number 6, Inuyasha shows his tears for the first time. This episode was during the Band of 7 arc, which was pretty good. A lot of people seem to like that arc, I've heard. I thought it was good, but this episode is definitely one of the best. This is after Inuyasha, or not Inuyasha, but Kagome, Sango, Moroku, Shippo, Kirara, sorry. They've all been trapped in this building that was on fire, and they were actually poisoned. So yeah, Inuyasha manages to get them out of there, but the poison, it looks like they're dead. And of course, Kagome is among them, of course, absolutely. And Inuyasha, thinking she is actually gone for good, just holds her and cries his eyes out. Thankfully, Kagome ends up okay, and as well as Sango, Moroku, and Kirara. Forgive me, it's easier to say Kilala than Kirara. I know, it's weird. Different pronunciation for the English dub, sorry. Anyway, but thankfully everyone is okay, and Inuyasha lays Kagome down so she can rest for a minute, turns himself around on purpose just so he will not, so Kagome, I should say, will not see him crying. But Shippo, of course, he sees it and wonders why he's crying, and of course, Inuyasha tries to deny, no, I'm not crying, blah blah blah. I forget his exact words, but yeah. And Kagome does see it when he turns around and just smiles, because that just means he really cares, so it was just sweet. Notice Kagome is probably the only person he's ever cried over. Or did he ever cry over Kikyo? Well, yes he did. I take that back. Yes he did. He cried when she died. Anyway. But before that, this is before that, so until then I don't think he'd ever cried over Kikyo. But yeah, just another sweet moment for Inuyasha and Kagome, and Inuyasha showing how much he loves her. So sweet. Love it. Number 5, Mystery of the New Moon and the Black-Haired Inuyasha. This, I think, is the earliest instance where we see that Inuyasha is starting to develop feelings for Kagome. Kagome, maybe not so much yet, but yeah. This is when they have to fight off the spider demon, they're helping someone out, and of course the new moon hits, which means Inuyasha loses his demonic powers because he's half demon. So yeah, and his hair turns black, you know the drill. So we first see human Inuyasha in this episode, but yeah, Inuyasha ends up trapped in one of these spider webs, and Kagome has to save him, and she actually cries because she thinks he's not going to make it, and manages to help him out and take him to safety along with their new friend. And while they're in this room hiding, waiting, I guess, for Inuyasha to recover, I believe, or maybe they were waiting for the sunrise. I forget, but they were in there hiding, is the point. And Inuyasha asks Kagome, why were you crying for me? And she tells him, because I thought you were going to die. I thought you weren't going to make it. And Inuyasha, I guess, was grateful for that, found it kind. And as he falls asleep, he actually admits for the first time that Kagome smells nice. So, and then Kagome her heart starts beating fast, so, first instance of feelings starting to spark up, but yeah. First moment we really see Inuyasha actually might like her. So yeah, because before he was acting rude toward her, you know, his tough guy facade. But just, again, I love little things like that. So cute. Number 4, transform heartache into courage. This is one of the first instances we see Hakudoshi, I think. Or was he going by another name? I don't remember. But anyway. Yeah, Kagura and Hakudoshi have taken Kagome. Hakudoshi has power over her and is controlling her, using her jealousy over Kikyo and Inuyasha as fuel to control her, basically. But by the end, Kagome is able to resist and admits, yeah, she may be jealous, but all that means is she loves Inuyasha, and that is enough for her to break free. So yeah, and Inuyasha arrives just in time to help her and get her to safety. So yeah, I know another instance where Kagome needed to be saved, but hey, she still broke free of Hakudoshi of her own free will. Anyway, she was just weakened and needed a little help. But anyways, another sweet moment of Kagome just in her own way kicking butt and using her love for Inuyasha to give her strength. So sweet, and Inuyasha arriving to help her, also sweet. Again, just love little things like that. Anyway, number 3, Day of Days. Another episode from Final Act, which had a lot of good Inuyasha Kagome moments, but this one was one of the best, and one of the worst. I'll explain in a sec. But yeah, in this episode, Kagome's spiritual power has been sealed by Magatsuhi. She's gone back home to kind of take a break and maybe just think and try and figure out how to get her powers back. Or I think it was just mainly so she wouldn't get in the way and she would be safe. I forget, honestly, it's been a little while, but yeah, eventually Inuyasha comes, and she's grateful because it turns out when she arrived home, her family had all gone out anyways, so she was home bored by herself. But yeah, Inuyasha arrives, they hang out for a bit and talk, and Inuyasha eventually admits that he doesn't want her to end up like Kikyo, and that he will protect her with his life. And it almost happens. They look into each other's eyes and they get this close to kissing. This close. Until Kagome's family arrives home and Sota comes into her room. I could strangle that little... Ugh. I could strangle Sota for ruining that. But yeah, just another really wonderful moment. But it got ruined by Sota. Ugh. So close. But what can you do? At least it almost happened, right? Good episode, though, and that moment alone is just so sweet. Anyway, number 2, return to the place where we first met. Before Final Act, I think this was my favorite episode. The gist of this episode is Kagome saw Inuyasha with Kikyo, she was upset by it, goes back home to her own time, because she's upset, and while she's home, she eventually does come to the conclusion the reason why is clearly because she's fallen in love with Inuyasha. And of course she has the jewel shards with her, and she doesn't know if she should go back, but all she knows is her heart is broken, and she doesn't know what to do. And eventually she talks with her mom, who tells her the story of how she and her father got engaged. And it turns out it's really sweet that when Kagome's father proposed, she wasn't sure if she was going to say yes. But then she went under the sacred god tree and it cleared her head, and she eventually did accept the proposal, and that's how she was able to have Kagome and Sota. So yeah, that's like the one instance we hear about Kagome's father. So, but it was a really cute story, and it gave Kagome the push she needed to return to the feudal era, to Inuyasha, and she just tells him that she wants to stay with him. And that, yeah, one thing she and Kikyo have in common is that they both want to be with him. And she asked if it's okay with him if she stays. And of course he says yes. And they walk off holding hands, and in her head Kagome just says, I want you to be happy, Inuyasha, I want you to laugh a lot. And so sweet. It really is. And even though Inuyasha's reluctant to admit it still at this point, he clearly does care. So, yeah. And he's glad to have Kagome back. Even though he tried to be all about Kikyo for a time there, but yeah. He's grateful to see her, and it's just so sweet. That whole episode is really, really sweet. Love it. And number 1, Toward Tomorrow, the final episode of the series. Oh my goodness. This episode, I love it to bits. Ugh. Basically, what happens, spoilers for the series finale, so if you haven't seen it, click off now. But anyways, Naraku is basically defeated. But Naraku turns out not to be the true final villain, as it turns out. The Sacred Jewel is actually the final villain, technically speaking. And what it wants to do is use Kagome the same way it did Midoriko, by trapping her soul inside so that she has to constantly fight off the demonic presences inside the jewel, like Midoriko did. And, well, did it count Kikyo among the priestesses who had to do that? I swear it did, but I could be incorrect. I'd have to watch it again, but yeah. Basically, it wants to trap Kagome inside of it. And Inuyasha, of course, goes in after her, and the jewel is taunting him, saying how, she'll make a wish and she'll be trapped there forever, and yeah. But Inuyasha won't listen to it, keeps trying to reach out to her and call out to her. And in his head, I freak when I heard him say this, but he says to himself that no, being trapped inside the jewel cannot be Kagome's fate because she was born to meet him and he was born for her. Oh my gosh, did I freak when I heard that, because it's so true and so romantic in its own way. Love it. And thankfully, He does eventually reach out to Kagome. She does not make a wish. She trusted Inuyasha would somehow find her. He does. And she cries. He hugs her. And then it happens. They finally freaking kiss. This is not in the final manga chapter. I know it's anime only, but I don't care. Finally, a kiss that I had wanted for so dang long happened. Yes, all of my yes, thank you. Yes, they did kiss in Inuyasha the movie too, Castle Beyond the Looking Glass, but I don't believe those are canon. I think those are all just side adventures that were really good, especially that one. So yeah, but finally in the series proper, they kiss. Oh my god. I was so happy. So happy when I found that out. Oh my goodness. And not only that, Kagome does end up trapped in her own time for, was it 3 years? Yeah, 3 years. But Kagome leaves her family, which is sad, but they understand. But yeah, she goes back to Inuyasha. They're finally back together. And it was cute how apparently Inuyasha was very sad without her. Well, I guess it's not cute, but just again shows how much he loves her. That he was actually very sad without her. But yeah, they finally reunite and are back together. And as Sota reveals in the final episode, they got married. Yes! Thank goodness. I wanted that for so long. I really did. The only thing I wish is that we gotten to see the proposal and the wedding. We didn't get to see that. That kind of stinks. But just hearing they were married. Yes. I know some think that, Sota just said his sister ran off and got married just so his friends would leave him alone. But apparently no. She actually does get married to him. She is married to him. Because she calls Sesshomaru as he walks, or flies by, I should say, not walks, because he was visiting Rin. She calls him Big Brother. So yeah, he's her brother-in-law. Therefore, they are married. And yes, and the ending was very sweet with Kagome just saying that she's going to be with Inuyasha forever as they look toward tomorrow. So, oh my gosh, yes, that episode to me was the perfect ending. Inuyasha and Kagome reunited. We're married. Everything I wanted to happen did. Just, I wish I could have seen Inuyasha's proposal because I bet it was hilarious. And I wish I'd gotten to see their wedding, but that's okay. Still a wonderful ending to the series, and I'm happy with it overall. But there you go. That is my top 10 episodes of Inuyasha. Like I said, they're very Inuyasha and Kagome related, but I love them so much. So yeah, I'm drawn to episodes that are centered around those two. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed though, and hopefully I'll have another opportunity to talk about Inuyasha in the future, but sadly I probably won't because the series has been over for a while, but I still love it. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time.